T Show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. Live long and prosper.
Are friends with benefits?
Speaking of having a good time, Terry.
Dayton broke the G&T show. This is now the David Mack
Appreciation Hour.
What is it about this guy that people love him so much?
With his purple velvet cape and his crown. I thought it was a little much when he had us carry him in the studio on a throne.
I am awesome! Look what I have done! Look what I have brought upon the world!
There is an urge to go, yeah.
I heard rumors that you might be working on something else, but we won't prod much. I was going to say,
I'm going to pry a little.
Dare you! How dare you ask me to change it? Do you not understand the majesty of my genius? And the guy sitting next to me looked at me like he was, like I'd cramped in his hat.
Yeah, it's the professionalism that sells the show. That's right.
And Joel True, welcome to yet another of our very select, very special G&T Supplemental Logs. Joining us this week, as always, she's so lovely. You know what? She's so hot, if I were a pizza, I'd be inside her. It's Terry Lynn. I need an adult.
Hi, everybody.
And there he is, dressed as Puck from A Midsummer Night's Dream, but only in the Klingon version. It's Ceridium.
Kapla.
And our special guest this week, it is from Star Trek Online. His name is Betty. You can call me, but you can call me Al Rivera. How are you, Al?
Hello there. Jolan True, Kapla, live long and prosper, and Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra. Hail Hydra. That's damn right. Although I'm not a Hail Hydra person, I am still with, I'll go with Coulson to the grave.
You're going to go with Coulson to the grave. Yeah, I could do, but I don't know. I'm saying word's pretty cute.
All right, I'll go with Sky to the grave. Let me just be clear.
You mean Mary Sue?
Well, that was the best name ever. Was it Pupnik? Mary Sue Pupnik or something like that?
I don't remember. I just remember the Mary Sue.
And a great Kuvian shout-out in that episode, too.
Oh, I missed... Oh, the TARDIS. Yeah, something. She said.
Yeah.
What's in the box? The TARDIS, yeah.
Yeah. And they didn't do a Seven reference, which is what I was looking for. What's in the box?
Whatever. Well, welcome back to the show, Al. It's been a long time.
Yes, it has. It's good to be back. I love this show. I love this show because usually I go onto a show and I get drilled about every little feature, but I like just coming here and just chatting with you guys, just chatting about stories and just talking. So it's much more informal.
Well,
we enjoy having you,
and we do. We do enjoy having you. We enjoy talking to you as well, and being able to talk about those things about Star Trek Online that other podcasts don't get an opportunity to kind of chat about. And, we were able to schedule you today in order for us to be able to at least kind of test out some of the stuff that just came out with the release of Season 9. Congrats on the release.
Well, thank you. It was, it's good to have that out. It's been a lot of stuff. It was really hard to get this content out and this release out because we've been working simultaneously on both Season 9 and our later release of Expansion 2 and trying to get ahead of things really early so that way we can dedicate as much resources to our later expansion.
Right.
So it's I would have loved to have had more missions, more story content come out with Season 9, but we had to put so much of those resources into Expansion 2. But there's still a lot of content in Season 9. I forget how much there's in there.
Yeah.
I have my first official question about this.
Yeah.
Do you all sit around and have an over-under and or a pool on how fast the first flames will be posted?
Oh, I've given away. I've mentioned it before. I'm not sure if I mentioned here. I always usually call it, pages to Hitler. That's when how many pages on the forums before they start that you're at least as evil, referring to you at least as evil as Hitler. I've pretty much extricated myself from that. It's just too soul crushing.
Well, it's funny because they're posting, it's like people that say, "Oh, Captain America 2 sucks" when it hadn't even come out yet, and now they're eating their words. And people are complaining before they've even patched. So to all them, because Al can't say it, but I will.
Thank you. I'll live vicariously through you guys. It's awesome.
I'll speak for you for the negative, Al. How's that?
That sounds like a really good relationship. I really appreciate that. Very cathartic.
Well, I have to say, I finally got the opportunity to really dig through a lot of the new stuff that came out in Season 9 yesterday.
Yeah. And I would have loved to have read an article, but I really miss your articles, Terry.
Thank you.
I hope something brings you back to that in the future, because
I hope so too.
Because it was not only great to just hear to read your article. They were always very timely, and they also kept us honest too. So, but they were balanced, right? They weren't lame and they weren't kissing our ass.
How can that be? How can that be? Because she was accused of being in bed with you guys like on a weekly basis. Right? Am I right, Terry?
Literally in bed with you.
And then there were other people that were like, "Oh my God, you're way too hard on this game." Get all of you. That's Mike.
This is gonna be Sketty's theme for today, I think.
Mike, today's episode, Al Rivera says all of you.
I've been told there will have to be censored.
So
are you serious?
Yeah, when we did the Star Trek Online ones, they get bleeped, which will make it twice as funny.
Yeah, that's great. I'm going to say things now just hoping to get bleeped where it doesn't need to be bleeped, because those are the best. Like that
you realize that's more work for me.
That whole sentence right there, Mike, just bleep that whole thing.
But I got an opportunity to sit and play and actually really get in. I like to get onto Tribble at least once before a new patch or a big expansion comes out. Yeah. But I don't like to play too much into it because I like to keep a lot of stuff as a surprise.
Yeah, sure. I'm personally not a big beta player myself, just for my own games that I play. I don't even like watching movie trailers all that much. I just rather just experience it when it's ready. But that's why we never put the featured episodes up on there, because it just would be too much of a spoiler. It just would be. Yeah.
And Nick and Mike, did you both get an opportunity to play the new featured episode?
Played it on Tuesday.
I played the featured episode once on each of my on a Fed, on a Romulan, and a Klingon. Not in that order, but
that's a long episode. So
it is.
Playing it on there.
It was good though. It was
really
good.
We almost split it into two.
What was it?
We almost split it into 2 episodes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it took me about 40 minutes, if I remember, because I really did literally push up against. I was playing it during Face Off, and it took almost the entire episode of Face Off for me to play.
Wow. Yeah, I want to say it took me well over an hour last night to play it. But you know me, that's because I read everything. I let every Face Off over end. And
if you read and you watch and you're looking at everything, it can easily take you an hour, but it's a solid 45 minute episode.
Yeah.
Now, did you bring back Michael Dorn and Tim Russ for that, or did they do that when they were in before?
Michael Dorn, no, but Tim Russ is on a recurring contract with us, so you haven't seen the last of Tim Russ. So he came back a second.
Oh, so you have him on speed dial?
Yeah. We're buds. We hang out.
Nice.
So we brought him back a second time, and he'll be back a third time at least for expansion 2.
Very cool.
Excellent. Very, very good news. Well, I did enjoy playing the mission very much, and I think that it finally brought together. But I don't think there's very many players who are very surprised by the results of the featured episode. And now that it's been out a week, we do discuss spoilers. So if we could put the little spoiler bumper in here, that would be good. So
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! I'm warning you now, people. Spoilers. If you don't want a spoiler, just plug your ears.
La 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 la.
Okay, you ready?
I can handle spoilers. Okay.
I have to say, Gates of Stovall, the general theme that has appeared in our chat room has been, it's about time!
Seriously, it's been about time. I think that I'm pleased to see that, again, the armistice come through. It's the way I think that...
That, by the way, was actually one of the... was actually a pending name for the... one of the other possible names for the season was going to be Armistice. So it's funny that you mentioned that.
Oh, yeah. But I was very pleased to see it all come to fruition. And the reasons why I have to say I was surprised and happily surprised that Kronos was target. I thought that was an interesting
It makes
twist.
sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it didn't end good.
Oh, for you, Nick. You Rami, you. And
We struggled. We really wanted at the end of that when the Iconian showed that she would have killed Quinn and.
I was wondering if you were. Why didn't you?
We were going to kill. We really wanted to kill Kim and Jim Pak is what we wanted to kill, and and there was like this. There was this half joke. There's when your character runs around the back of the podium in an early cut. There's like a pair of legs like sitting there, and then you come back and it's, are they dead? And you come around and then you see that they're still alive. And I wanted this joke that you turn around, there's a pair of legs and the camera pans and it's just a pair of legs. The rest
Yeah.
A house fell on
and then like the foot rolls over.
He's gone.
Side, right?
He's a goner.
We didn't do it because it was their characters are just so embedded throughout the whole game that it was just impossible for us. It was impractical for us. We tried and we looked everywhere and said, Quinn's just keeps popping up as a contact and it was it was just too integrated into the story that and if we took him out completely and then no one would know, a new player coming in tomorrow would not know who the hell this Quinn was. So
I have to say, I really thought that Jim Pak was going to end up being Undine, and I always thought he was from the beginning of the game. So maybe it's a good surprise that he's not.
Yeah, it's really unfortunately it would be pretty hard. We would have to spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to extricate characters like that.
Yeah.
But it was it wasn't. It was egg. It was egg.
It was eggs. That was a great.
I didn't see that coming.
That Iconian is a beautiful creation.
So who
it only
got
took 4
to
years to figure out what they look like.
Yeah.
So how was that meeting? How do we figure out what an Iconian looks like?
It literally has been probably 4 years in the making. We've had concept arts and sketches and things, and some of the things about the Iconian that you may notice is that, first of all, we wanted them to be demons of air and darkness,
right.
And so that's why they have this kind of like that crawling black, that living night skin on them, right? But we at one point decided that we wanted them to be female or female-like, and then as we built Legacy of Romulus, if you remember, all the creatures on New Romulus all have 6 eyes.
Right.
So the Iconian has 6 eyes. So they're trying to connecting an origin there, or some sort of connection, biological, ecological connection there. So that was driving it. And then in one of the episodes in Legacy of Romulus, when you go to Hobus, if you remember when you're fighting trying to get to Tarsus, Terrace, there's a statue there that's kind of looks like an Easter Island looking statue, and it's a kind of an abstract of an Iconian in there.
Very cool. I did not notice that.
Yeah,
now I have to go back.
It's the episode when you're holding off against the waves of Remans, and you've got to kind of stop before you actually meet Taurus, and when you're holding off the waves of Remans, and they're trying to get to the computer console. What they're studying is like an Easter Island statue of no arms, just kind of very abstract of the Iconian. So we've had this etch of what they would look like for a while. We wanted them to be kind of elegant but demon-like, not brutish, not like they just like
not like Fakiri.
Yeah, no, not like Fakiri,
right.
but just,
more graceful than that, definitely.
Yeah. So
they're very cool looking, and I was very impressed with it. And
well, since we're talking about 2 minor nitpicks that I wrote down, and they are minor, but I'm going to give them to you.
All right.
One, during the big space battle, the cutscenes were really fast.
Yeah.
At least on mine. It kind of took me out for a second. That was that, and it was just really minor, but I was trying to see what was going on. But that's so minor. But the other, and Mike, this is not part of my normal hatred of Klingons, but the commander of the Bortos, boy, is she and one ungrateful. It really, no, and you know what? I was talking with the lovely Sensei-Al, I don't know if you know her, and some others, and we all said the same thing. Wow, she is really ungrateful.
Yeah, well,
she's still burnt out about Alexander dying, so I guess,
because it is her. Wasn't Alexander her brother or stepbrother?
Half-brother.
Yeah. But I'm interested to hear, Mike, did you find her ungrateful, or did you agree with her as you have to? Because,
well, with her, I thought that she was kind of, let's see, I had played it this morning on my Fed. There was a moment when she popped up on the screen, and this was when Kronos was being attacked.
Yeah.
And it's like we showed up, and it's like 2 ships.
Yeah, that's it.
Like,
I know, but it's not like Earth just got attacked or anything. You know what? That's what got to me.
She was there for Earth.
yeah, she was there for
And
Earth.
she counts herself as 5 ships, right?
Of course.
Well, she was
awesome.
Yeah.
Right. So having the Vortoski there was, to her, in her mind, as good as 5 ships. So.
Yeah, and it's the flagship, right? And it wasn't nearly as big as a force, and she's a Klingon. So now they went out of their way to do something to help Earth, even though they're at war, and now their planet is threatened, and she was. I thought her response was very appropriate.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen her come up with a kind of like a little response when after Sean shows up and the other vessels arrive with him. You know, kind of like, it's about time. You guys almost missed the party, or
you know what? You're right. I was waiting for her to say something sarcastic like that. Now, I will tell you what was really fun for me. The Gettysburg is an Odyssey class, so flying next to the Enterprise, 2 Odyssey classes flying next to each other, just kind of gave me a little bit of goosebumpies that we were like in a wing together.
That one of the other nice touches, and it has nothing to do with the featured episode, it has everything to do with the new design of ESD, is the hologram of the space station in the ops area that has the 3-dimensional hologram of the ships that are surrounding it. Beautiful. Just have to say.
Well, if you're in ops, this is all Nick. If you Nick Timberboy DeGood, Taco Fang. Got a lot of names.
He's a big guy.
Yeah. So if you're on ops and you're watching, if you're watching the holograms of the ships going around, they match the ships that are out in space that fly high.
I was going to ask you that. Does it really do that?
Yeah, it does.
Awesome.
So you'll see like a little Sovereign class fly by, and you'll see it coming around in the hologram. You look out the window, it'll fly by at the exact same time.
See, that's Disney detail. That's a good thing. I love.
I like the waterfall personally.
Yeah, the waterfall's beautiful.
Yeah.
Sadly, I haven't had a chance to get to Space Dock yet.
Oh,
so
I think my favorite thing is
you have them in their
Taylor's
Space Dock.
room.
The Taylor's room. Yeah, then you go into the little.
You can go into the changing rooms.
Yeah, you go to the changing room and it pops up the Taylor.
Oh, that is nice.
Little door closes behind you.
Little door closes. It's so cute.
I do admire the way, though, you guys, because the Undine had, they were gone. The whole reason from, what was Andy's book? That's me slapping my head. What was Andy's book?
Andy.
Not Andy. Michael's.
In Needs of the Many?
Yeah, was because of the Undine. It's nice to finally see that come full circle.
Agreed.
I don't know what you're talking about, Michael's book and coming full circle.
He did The Path
Michael Martin,
2409.
Star Trek Online,
okay.
The Needs of the Many.
Oh, yeah.
And he sets up, that whole, how the beginning of the game ends. It starts with the Undine, and it's nice to see everything come around full circle to realize that, it really is a big Iconian plot, and now we all get to focus on the Undine and then assuming the future, the Iconian threat.
Eventually. It only took 4 years, so maybe in 4 more.
4 more.
I hope it won't take that long. We're Cylons. We have plan. It's all.
That's a good thing.
What was their plan?
I watched that series like 4.
I've watched that series like 4 times now, and every time I watch now, it says they have a plan. But what is it? They don't even know what their plan is.
Very good point.
And their plan. I won't even go there.
Yeah, I'm surprised if you haven't been there. Space Dock is absolutely gorgeous. I can tell you that we struggled with that, right? Everybody had some pretty strong opinions on what it should be and how it should be laid out and every little detail about it. So I don't want to.
You guys, they rebuilt that thing fast. That was
I know.
Serious. Starfleet
it's
acquisition.
Almost like they had it in the wings waiting.
Yeah, Starfleet
I'm
acquisition.
assuming that after the destruction, right? I'm assuming that here's how you kiss it off. You want to ask a fanfic writer. You do it by saying, well, after the attack of San Francisco by the Breen, that the San Francisco got smart and had a whole bunch of industrial replicators ready to go. So there you go.
They had this floor ready all the time. It just wasn't. It was ready. It was built, but they hadn't really moved all their equipment yet.
I've seen the Section 31 files. It was built in a field in Iowa with absolutely no security that you could just drive up to on a motorcycle.
Oh, that's great.
I have to admit, there's been a little bit of debate that I've seen regarding the scene with Sean with the Aquarius. The issue is that the debate has been: was he actually on the Aquarius at all, or was it flown automatically?
No, he was on the Aquarius.
He was on the Aquarius.
He had to be beamed out.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I thought.
He was on the Aquarius, and we thought about killing him too. So
I thought you might have. I thought, wow, they're really going to kill him off.
How do we know he's not dead and that's not in a meme?
There you go. Maybe he is.
Well,
bending over the Andorians. Everybody screws with the Andorians.
We thought that would be the ultimate sacrifice for what would to have for the Klingons to go ahead and have a peace treaty with the Federation.
Yes.
But it also felt a little too legacy of Romulus, right?
There was a sacrifice there, and that was.
And then what do you got to do to make friends with Klingons around here all the time? You got to kill yourself.
You must die.
So.
I'm not saying anything.
Well, go ahead, Mike.
Oh, I was just going to finish up by saying that, the debates that I had seen, I guess they would have liked to have seen or have it actually mentioned, either seen the transporter effect or have it mentioned a little clearer. I guess they didn't quite get it when they played it.
Because they said we're trying to get a lock, and then it's him being beamed in.
And then the transporter chief says, we've got him. She's about to say, we've got him, but he cuts her off.
He says, he says permission to come aboard. Yeah.
Yeah. I had gotten it, but so thank you for settling that argument once and for all.
Who are these people?
Told you.
There's a lot of cutscenes. There's a lot of cutscenes in that episode. It certainly was a lot of work. So some things didn't come through great, but
What would you say were the man hours for putting this episode together?
It went far over budget. It ended up taking from Kate almost 12 weeks, about probably maybe 10 weeks of Kate's work. That's just on the design side, and then probably 6. I'm a little unclear on the details of art, but probably 6 or 8 weeks from animators to do the cutscenes, and then the environments were probably about 6 or 7 weeks for environments. It wasn't too bad. It was mostly Earth space dock and the conference room. I think that mostly stuck in around 6 weeks. Came in 6 weeks for that. So, and then audio, and I don't think there was much engineering help at all. So you can add that together. 6, so 10, 26, 20, almost 30 weeks, 30 man weeks.
Wow. And then did everybody get to take a breather before they jump back into X2?
Nope. There's no breathers. There's no breathers.
No breathers.
We generally schedule things in about 6-week chunks, and then you're just on to the next thing. And if whatever you don't finish, you got to go back and work double if you didn't finish something from the previous sprint beforehand.
Now, was Christine all giddy with this storyline, writing the storyline?
Well, giddy. We're all giddy.
You can hear it in your voice. I'm giddy.
Well, I mean, we all. This is Christine does all the writing in the game and all the text and all the dialogue, but we all write the stories together. So
you guys are playing with some pretty high-powered characters here with Worf and Tuvok, and so you're really it's like special guest starring this week on Matlock. Special guest star Lucille Ball.
Yeah, when you're getting a celebrity, you really want to make the episode to be as personal about that character, so they're not just insert any character here would be fine, that there's a reason why it happens to be that character, right? I mean, obviously, it was pretty obvious why we needed Denise Crosby for her episode, but for Worf, we wanted to make it, the story was tailored around him and the table and this, and the Selenium-based life forms and his experience there. We probably could have thrown in Riker, and had a kind of similar experience, but obviously Worf was, I think a little more appropriate, especially just being able to have. We still wanted to have him updated on the Klingon side, and then for this, we wanted, we were having that psychic connection for Tuvok. Obviously, his experience with 8472 in the past, and you notice he's the only one in dialogue that ever refers to them as 8472.
Right.
I thought we had killed Cooper in the last one.
No, he transforms and kind of mind funks Tuvok and escapes, and so.
Well, congratulations to you all for having a character who I want to see dead more than Slamek.
Oh, Cooper?
Yes.
Yeah. He makes Slamek look like freaking, Tom Hanks in Bachelor Party.
Well, have you has anyone played the remastered Borg Klingon arc yet?
Not
No.
yet.
See, this is like the most underrated feature in, and I'm very sad that we're not getting enough information out about it. The entire Borg Undine arc, the old arc where you go into the Borg Cube where you see Q, that whole thing has been completely remastered and redone. And it's completely retconned, and that's where you meet Cooper for the first time.
Well,
I know what I'm doing after the interview.
Marks for any more, I'll also be doing that.
Yeah, so that used to be seven sloppy episodes, right? We've been trying to update all our old content. We redid the Klingon arc on the Fed side. We still have the old Romulan arc and the old Cardassian arc. But we went ahead and redid the Borg arc, the Omega arc, the one where you first get introduced to the Omega Force.
Okay.
And so
that's awesome, because I still have 2 Klingons that I think are at level 26 and level 30. So that's new content.
Terry?
I have 15.
Well, right now, for every character, that mission arc has been reset, so you can get it as a brand new mission. You don't have to replay it. You just play it. If you go and if you have that mission available right now. And you can go, and it's been condensed to 4 episodes instead of 7, and it's retconned to fit to be basically a prequel to Surface Tension, right?
Nice.
And
I'll have to play that after the show.
Yeah, no kidding. That'd be fun.
So it's really good. It has we have some cutscenes in there, but it's all new maps, and it's all new content, all new story, and it's similar to what it was before. We did remove the Q story, when Q first introduced you to the Borg cubes, and he taunts you and says, "Has this cube? Okay, we'll take these 3 cubes." And he says, "Just kidding. And I'm going to send you back in time to go and save Sisko." Well, that story is I really liked that story, but I liked what it could be, and I do not like the way we presented it, because it was back in the day, before time.
Right.
So it doesn't really have anything to do with the story arc that were the Undine Borg Iconian story arcs. So we just cut that out, and I hope to come back to that one day if I can get Avery Brooks and really have you go back to in time and actually see him, and witness the death of Jennifer, and make sure that you get him off the ship. That was the whole plan of that, but it just never came off all that good at all. It was pretty crappy, in my opinion. So we decided the story is good, but the execution was just
that first time that I played the one where you actually go inside the Borg cube and you're walking around. Yeah. That to me was the most tension I've ever had playing the game. That to me was the freaky, and that was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
That was pretty good, but that's all redone now. And now you go as you crawl through there, and you'll come up into these big chasm rooms with
cool
stories and stories of Borg. It
was just so creepy to be inside but what I'm saying is even then, and it was myself and another member of our fleet, and I was an engineer and she was a TAC. No, she was a Psi. And it was just we were both typing because pre-team speak, and we were like, this is the scariest thing ever.
Well, I hope the new one does. You enjoy the new one. It's it's far more intense. It's not as the episode isn't as long. That was a pretty long episode, but it's far more intense. And so the boss fight at the end is an assimilated Undine, but now he's like what an assimilated Undine would be, and it's probably the most the toughest ground fight that I think we have in the game that I can recall. But you go through that episode, more spoilers, and it tells a better story now. I hope, and you start seeing the horror show of Borg experimenting on Undine to try to assimilate them, and just little failed experiments, kind of like when you saw Ripley's failed experiments in that horrible Aliens 3 movie when they were trying to transform her. Right, so all these failed experiments in jars of failed Undine assimilation parts and stuff. So it should be really creepy. So it's an entire featured series. It just is. So there's a lot. There's that content to play. Everyone should play that. That's a great arc now. It's really proud of it.
And let's talk about. Oh, go ahead.
I just real quick. I know work for. Have you seen the trailers that IGN's put out for Alien Isolation?
Alien Isolation. Yeah, I also saw some gameplay footage of it. I'm very excited about that.
How scary does that look?
That looks like it's going to be pretty scary. I love that. I love Aliens. It was one of my all-time favorite movies. So I'm really excited about that. I bet that'd be a real challenge to develop to make the game. Just to make a game like that would be. I'm really hoping they pull it off, and bravo to them, because that's
because I just saw
make a game if you're not killing something, right? You're just trying to survive and get through, and the environments are so detailed, right?
That's what I saw. I saw the one where the IGN people were playing.
Yeah, just the little things on the table, and just the level of detail.
16 different people were playing, and they were screaming, and it's something really fun. And the music is the same from the movie. Oh, great stuff. Sorry, it just when you said that about Ripley, that made me think that because Terry, it's her daughter in the game. It's 15 years after Nostromo. Yeah,
I don't know where had a daughter, but you know.
Well, that was an Aliens. If you see the director's cut, you actually see her talking about it, but that was before James Cameron was James Cameron, king of the world. So the studio made him take it out. But when he did the director's cut's really good. Just as
wasn't it that she had a daughter but it died, which is why she kind of attaches to Newt?
Because she had been gone for like 70 years.
Oh, she had been gone for so long, so she had already her
daughter had died. Yeah, because her daughter was
okay.
Yeah, and it also the director's cut also shows how they came across the eggs, how Newt's family came across them.
I did see that.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that part a lot. You know, seeing that they see that. So
I went to school with that girl that played Newt.
Carrie Henn?
Yeah.
Really? Because she never did anything really after that, did she?
No, her family moved to my neck of the woods.
Oh, that is about as repente as it gets, isn't it?
Oh,
Mike, am I wrong?
Oh, it's pretty out there.
Let's talk a little bit more about some of the things that came out with season 9. Not just the new featured episode, but there's some new PvEQ stuff that I have not yet had an opportunity to play. But I don't know if Mike and Nick have. Nick may have.
I have. Yeah.
And how did you like them?
This is the first time I've ever actually played a new PvE on regular and not elite. The first time I played it, I went in with we had a 5-member team of our fleet went in on Tuesday and did it. And once again, her name Sunsale was telling us about it and everything, and I liked it a lot. Now I've played the one where you have to close all the portals. I can't remember the name of it. Where you have to close all the portals.
Are you just talking about in the battle zone?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's just our space battle zone in the third space battle zone in the Dyson Sphere, right? Where the Undine
No. This is
one of the cute events.
Yeah.
Which is surface tension is one we just did. Then there's Undine Infiltration. That's the one on Bajor.
That's the one on Bajor, right? And there's Undine Assault, which is when they attack a random planet. Either they attack Gorn.
That's the one I played a couple of times now. And then the one with the planet killer with the pods and everything.
That's when you go into fluid space.
Yeah, I've only played that one once.
Okay, yeah. So are you talking about
not because I didn't like it. It's just it's really long, and I don't want to play it with pugs because, like today, I was playing Undine Assault, and I looked around wondering why I was getting my ass kicked because that really doesn't happen much because I made the Gettysburg Tang, and then I realized all my team members had left.
This is too hard. I can hear it.
That's what they did. I was like, oh, they're all gone. No wonder I'm swamped.
Well, I'll play with you, and I won't leave you, but I might die a lot.
So one of the things we tried to do with the content, the PvEQ content, is try to tell a little bit more of a backstory. So you have this story of the featured episode story with the Undine attacking Earth Space Dock and then attacking Kronos and bringing their planet killer in through portals. And so the war, the battle or war with them is still going on. And so we have this backstory of the Undine Assault, where they attack Gorn or they attack Ferenginar. If you haven't played it, that one, Undine Assault, it randomly picks a different map which they're attacking. So it's either Gorn, Ferenginar, Andor, or I always forget the last one. I think it's
Andor, Cardassia,
Andor, Ferenginar, and Gorn. And every time you go, and gameplay wise, it's the defenses are different, and so what you can, like for instance, when you fight Ferenginar, when you're defending Ferenginar, you have to go up to the stations and pay them gold press latinum for them to send you forces out to help you. So you have to bribe them to get support. And if you play the Gorn, they throw asteroid at them and things like that. And so so the idea is that the Undine are still just coming in. They're here. They have now access to the Alpha and Beta Quadrant, and they're just attacking. They're attacking planets. They're trying to destroy them with their planet killers. And then you've got on Bajor, you're basically, the idea is that all over the galaxy, right? There's sleeper cells of these Undine who have been infiltrated throughout the quadrant, and so you find out about this sleeper cell, and it's a very different episode. Has anyone played that one, the one on Bajor, yet?
No, but I am intrigued.
I think you will like this one a lot, Terry, because it's not.
You know me well.
Because it's not a very because it's very different PvEQ. I almost turned it into an episode instead of a queue. But we tried. We wanted to try something different, and we'll see how people feel about it. But it's because the first half is more story driven and than just running through than a dungeon crawl. And it's you going around trying to find out who the Undine infiltrators are on Bajor, and you're questioning people, and if you paying attention, you should be able to figure out who are the Undine. But if you pick the wrong one, you quarantine them. And if you pick the wrong one, you send a Bajoran to quarantine, and of course the Bajorans get all uppity, and so you start. So you start getting a lot of Bajoran protesters, and so depending on your actions will change what's going to happen on Bajor, and then of course you root out a few guys and you find where their base is, and then you go underneath into the caves, and then you do the dungeon crawl and fight the boss.
Oh, very cool.
There. So the first half of it is everyone's split up and let's question people, and then you find an Undine, and then he transforms and he runs away, and Bajorans get in the way, and he retransforms, and you got to find him again. So that's a fun little story there.
I think I would really like that one. I really do.
Yeah, I'm hoping you like that one. And then the last one is then you said, okay, well, we're going to go into fluidic space, and we've got to stop these planet killers before they come through. And this is something that I've wanted to do since the launch of the game. Is I want to tell the story of the Undine. I want to show the ecology of the Undine, that where they come from, and that I've always imagined that their ships are grown. And so you go there, and there's like this coral reefs, that these alien coral reefs in fluidic space, and you can see all the ships are like buds on the reefs that they grow, and you see little egg sacs, and you'll see little embryos swirling around inside the egg sacs where they hatch as they hatch out as ships. Yeah, and then so the ships hatch, and then the planet killer is this giant. Have you ever seen nature shows of coral reefs? Spawning. Well, it's like a giant one of those. So it's this giant orifice in there with a pod inside there, and and opens up, and then the planet killer is birthed that way. So you're destroying these before they launch, and so you get to see the whole ecosystem of these guys, and so that's so So you see it's the three parts of the story that are happening with this Undine. There's infiltrators everywhere. There's these sleeper cells, and then they're attacking different planets. They stop planets. Well, let's take it to them. Let's go into fluidic space and stop them before they get here. Interesting thing too, if you go to that map, since it's fluidic space, your ship will kind of ebb and flow back and forth from the tidal forces.
Yeah, it does, and it's annoying when you're in the middle of a battle.
It is a little annoying, but if you finish finish your Undine rep, you'll be able to counter that and not have to ebb and flow.
Now,
back.
I do have a question. The Undine rep. Now, I just finished tier 1.
Oh my God!
Hey,
it's not that hard.
What do you want? I'm a single guy, home alone. All right?
And I no longer work from home.
Yeah,
okay.
So please, back off, woman. You totally... Oh, do we not choose which of the two things? Do we get both of them? Because it didn't...
Both. Yes, you get both.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, why is it not clicking? Why is it not clicking?
Yeah, you unlock both, and then in the reputation, then you choose which ones you want to have active, and then you can slot them in and out at will.
Oh, that was the... Can you talk about that then? Because I know there's some confusion with the reputation stuff for people.
So yeah, so now you have, if you go to your trait window, your trait tab is completely redone, and your trait tab now has your species trait. Well, first it has your species main trait, and then it has your captain's species optional traits.
Right.
And then you'll see you have access to 4 ground rep traits, 4 space rep traits, and 4 activatable reputation traits. We're probably going to split that into 4 space activatable and 4 ground activatable. And in the future, we actually plan to add other categories in there as well. But now you have access to all the traits at any given time. So once you've unlocked them from, say, the reputation, they all go into the pool. And I mean, you can kind of think of it like items. Is which gear do you want to have slotted this time? And it no longer costs money. You don't have to buy a respec token. You can just kind of respec them on the fly as long as you are in a social zone, in sector space or a social map. You can't do it on an instance map. You can just respec them however you want on the fly, and so you have access to all of them at one time. And as you rep up, you just get everyone for that tier, and you have access to all of them. But before you had to choose one.
Okay, cool. And another new function that I have not yet had a chance to kind of try out is the new kits.
Mm-hmm.
The new kit system.
Yeah.
I know that this is something you personally have been working on for a long time.
In my brain, I've been working on it, but yeah.
I should say, to give credit to the people who actually developed that work, but I know that's something you've wanted to put into the game for a very long time.
Yes,
it took a couple of years, did it not?
Yes, it took a couple of years before we can get to it. In a lot of ways, Star Trek has been playing catch up because we launched Star Trek Online 4 years ago, and if people don't know the story, we launched it with 25 people in 14 months. Right. So that's basically a space MMO and a ground MMO, and with 2 factions in 14 months. And so we used to do missions in 3 days. Now we spend 6 weeks on a mission. So and we have twice the team. So now we've been updating the game, updating the content, releasing new content, and now we're in a position to go back and fix our old systems that we've always wanted to fix. And a lot of this credit goes to the new EP, Stephen D'Angelo, our new old EP. Because he's our CTO on the company, and so he's the best engineer in the company, right? So most knowledgeable, and so he's been a big part of that because he can say that this is how we can do it, and he's really good at planning that out and saying, okay, we can do this and we can do this, and this is important to me. He really takes a liking to systems. He's just really he's a systems designer himself, right, at heart. So when your EP is like Dan was really motivated by story. He was more of a storyteller, and so Steve D'Angelo is more of a systems guy. So he's now saying, we need to focus on these systems. So the kit revamp was something that we wanted to do. The other thing about kit revamps is that it gives us the opportunity to give more rewards out. And
Right.
making new rewards for content gets hard because not only do you have to be creative and inventive, but you have to make the new reward worthwhile, that someone wants to get it, because I've had this old gun, I want to have that gun, or I want to have that armor, but without constantly making it better. It's really easy to make it better. It's really hard to make it.
Avoid that power creep, right?
Yes. So that's really hard. So anytime we can introduce new types of rewards that people don't have before, that's a win for us. So now we can make new kit modules. And before, making a new kit was basically impossible as a reward, because I have my kit and you have your kit. I'm a tactical officer and you're another tactical officer. We may use different kits. And so if I make a new kit available, it says, well, that's a really cool power on there, but I don't like the other 4 powers that are on that kit. I'm just going to stick with mine. And so you would have to make a lot of kits for every type of play style. Now we can just make one module and say, here you go. Here's a module that can fit on any kit, or here's a tactical, a science, and engineering module. So it really opens a door for
I'm not sure I understand. Okay, I'm an engineer. Stan's an engineer, and one of the kits I got was the stealth module. The stealth module
for engineer?
No, for tactical.
Tactical, yeah.
Okay, so I can't use that with the engineer. I have to get.
No, you can't. You shouldn't have gotten that. Where did you get that? That dropped for you?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a bug.
Okay,
it really does. The tables are designed so that way if you're getting like a mission reward, if it was a drop, yeah, you might have gotten it. As a mission reward,
I got it on Tuesday, so I don't remember if it was a drop or a reward.
The mission reward should always give you something for your class.
For your
as
career,
a mission,
right.
as a drop, you might have gotten something that wasn't.
I probably got it as a drop then.
Yeah.
That's
fine. That's like you being a wizard and a sword dropping, and then you go trade with somebody else who's.
And then you could always.
That's the point of the exchange, right? Is finding things you can't use. You get a cannon, you can't use it if you're in a cruiser. It's the same thing.
Exactly.
What are all the different ways to get these kit?
Well, a lot
modules?
of them are in the new Borg arc that you haven't played yet. One of them, I can't remember which mission that people are playing over and over again. It might be a simulation. So just keep playing it because you get a new module every time you play it.
So I know what I'll be doing.
Yeah.
So you can.
All right. I'll play the Borg.
There's kit modules and kit frames in there. We'll put them in other content. There's also some. They're in the fleet system. You can buy fleet modules and fleet gems. Fleet modules and fleet frames, and they're also in the there's some in the the Romulan, the embassy.
So not only are there different kinds of modules, there's different kinds of frames too,
yes.
right?
So the frames themselves they go from Mark 1 through 12, and the higher Mark, the more slots they have. They go up to 5 slots now instead of 4, and you can get them.
It's like a ship for your body.
It is a ship for your body, and it comes with.
It's more like a bandolier.
And it has and they come in 4, and well, technically they come in 6 qualities, but the typical ones you're going to get are white, green, blue, and purple. Fleet is ultraviolet, and then there are some gold ones which I don't think we've released yet. And so they come with, each one of them themselves come with different powers on them, just like any white, green, blue, or purple. It might have plus something to healing, or plus it comes with extra hit points, or comes with extra stats, or whatever.
Points,
whatever they are, and they come in different arrangements of slots too. Because, for instance, engineering might have fabrication or operation slots. So there's 2 types of slots per kit gem. So you can't they're not 5 completely whatever you want, but you can get up to like a 1-4, a 2-3, or a 3-2 in those. So you can mix them up that way.
I like that.
And so it's finding the kit frame that you want, and then the gems that you want. And it's also you can't put 2 of the same. I keep calling it gem. That's what it's called. It's a gem slotting system. Surprise. But that's what we internally call it. But it's the modules. You can't put, say, 2. You can't get an engineering kit and put 5 phaser turrets.
Same module.
Yeah, you can't put 5 phaser turrets on it. It won't let you. You can only put 1 of any type in there. And it allows
you that freedom to choose different. I love that.
Yeah. So that way, for instance, I'll usually take. A lot of people take for engineering, take fabrication, but I don't need 5 fabrication abilities. I'm going to go ahead and use some of the other ones and mix and match them. But in science too, it's a big one. It's like I think some really great science abilities, but you always want some healing ones. And so if that's that's always been a tough choice for players, for a science player, to have to take all the buff and debuff ones and not any healing ones, or vice versa. So that'll let people to really mix and match, and it allows us to make new rewards. So, for instance, in the Romulan embassy, fleet embassy, you used to be able to get a kit with a plasma flamethrower. Well, now that's a module, so you can just get the module itself. And for instance, in the lockboxes, there are 6 new modules and 3 new frames just in the lockbox itself. So really interesting Undine-like stuff. I can't remember what it is. And in the reputation, the Undine reputation also sells some. You can earn some new gems that are kind of like anti-Undine modules that you can put into your kits. So.
You said anti-Undine, and all I could think of was there's some Undine knitting a little sock. That's my anti-Undine.
Anti-Undine and anti-Borg. The general idea is that reputation systems are supposed to give you things to fight that force. So you get, while the lock boxes are generally things that are taken from them, so you can be more like that entity. So that's the general theme.
News here. Some breaking video game news in Alamogordo, New Mexico.
Oh, did you see that? We've been laughing about that here all along. Well,
the urban legend is true.
They found the dump of the Atari.
They found
ET. They did find. Yep, they did dig up some. They found. So the urban legend is true.
Somebody found that. It's like Capone's vault, and just found.
There was
where's Geraldo Rivera when you need him, right?
Yeah, they're down in Alamogordo at the dump, and there's probably 50 media people down there. I'm kid you not.
No, they're making a documentary.
And there's still 50 media people down there, and they found the cartridges.
That is like the Ishtar of video games.
And now you know why they tried to bury it.
Yeah.
And here's a lesson for us.
Seeing the picture, they found
really can't bury it.
Some Raiders of the Lost Ark games in there too, apparently.
That's awesome.
Those games were no Pitfall, I'll tell you what.
I want to talk a little bit about the reputation system because it's changed a little bit again.
Yeah.
I was able to finish. I'm so proud of myself. I was able to finish Tier 5 of all of the reputations before Season 9 came out. So the only reputation system I have to deal with now is the 8472 counter command.
Okay.
But did you or did you not change the Dyson reputation now?
It is. Yes, it is. The Dyson was the first real change, and we prototyped it out, and we've changed it. Now all the reps are changed. They're all in the same model, and what the main thing we did is we took out the token. We took out the
commendations.
The commendation tokens. And now instead of a commendation token that you need as your daily, that we give you for every rep you can do a daily, and you can earn a bonus 50. I think it's like 50 marks, which is basically equivalent to a commendation token, because it's enough marks to run one primary and one secondary project. And kick them off. And so, but it gives you the flexibility. If you don't want to use it for that project, you can use it you can save them up for any gear, or you can, if you're at the end of a reputation like you are now, you can turn those in for dilithium, right? Okay. So the idea is.
Oh, wait a minute! I have like 1,500 Nikura marks. I can turn those in for dilithium.
Yeah, there's.
That's right. Never mind. The 1,000 and the 500. Okay, I thought you meant like all at once. I was like, really?
No, you can't cash it out. No, every day you can kick off a project for some amount of dilithium. I don't remember how much.
One of them's 1,000, one of them's 500.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the idea is, so that way, what we want you to do is we want you to log in every day, because it's easy rewards, and play a little bit of every content, even if you're at the end, because now you could earn, how many reps are there? An extra 5,000 dilithium, right, a day. And we also, we're trying to make dilithium a little more accessible right now.
Yeah, I'm less worried personally about dilithium as I am about now it's time for me to actually, focus on getting some of those Mark 12 or weapons for those particular enemies.
Yeah, getting the
and fill up all of those wonderfully empty slots that I have now. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
I'm very happy about that.
This will make you guys laugh. One of the people we were doing the PvE with the other night, he's leveled out. He's a vice admiral, the whole bit. And we were talking, and he said, "Yeah, I need to go in now that this has happened." And he's like, "I'm looking at my stuff. Oh wow, I have a Mark 6 Warcore." We're like, hey, if it's been working for you, why bother, But I'm like, yeah, I know my OCD, I can't live like that. I know.
Your OCD, you have to have little XI eyes.
Well, I have to, and it's all, yeah, come on.
And it has to be purple, and it has to...
or ultraviolet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think that's very
But
cool. I'm looking forward to getting into
somebody,
the new system. Yeah.
What's that?
No, if it works for somebody to be having all Mark 6s or Mark 8s, good on you.
I don't know how that works for anybody, but I mean, it's easy. I'm sure it's fair enough to overlook a warp core, since especially if you're transwarping everywhere.
That is true.
To overlook that. But I mean, there's some great bonuses, and if you can get a purple Mark 12 warp core. So.
Well, as long as you're not like Wazzy and you actually forget to put an engine in your ship.
Oh my God! Remember that?
I've done that.
Oh, it was hilarious.
It took me 20 minutes to get into the starbase. It was horrible. Never do that again.
It was the funniest thing I think I'd ever seen. We had gone into a PvP match.
Thrusters all the way.
And our teammate Wazzy forgot to put an engine in his ship. To say the least, he wasn't a very effective fighting partner. It was very funny. What else do we have going on? Now, I know that we've talked a little bit about Season 9 and all of the new stuff that's come out, the new PDE cues, the new reputation system, the kits, Earth Space Dock, the reappearance of Michael Dorn and Tim Russ as their respective characters. What are you guys now gearing up for? Do we have an idea of when we can expect the next expansion? Or
I don't want to give too many details on the next expansion, but I know that Stephen D'Angelo, when he first came on board, he talked a little bit about it in one of his dev blogs, it'll be before the end of the year, and it'll be big. Right, it's an expansion, so so it'll be big, and it'll be a lot of everything, right? A lot of story, a lot of content, a lot of ships, a lot of systems.
When you say it's an expansion, does that mean it's going to be like Legend of Romulus type expansion with a new playable race, or?
I'm not prepared to say, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a new playable race or faction or to be an expansion. It just needs to be big, and it needs to be special. So right. I mean, we
well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Bad Robot is now working with the Stowe designers, and it will be
the JJ verse.
Yeah, the JJ verse will expand. Did you hear Mike groan and like actually have a pain when I said that?
Oh yeah, it gave me indigestion just the thought of it.
It's in general we probably, whenever we would do an expansion, we're going to want to have something special about it, that it's not going to be just a pile of content, right? So we'll something meaningful with that, it's a little too early to talk about it. I mean, seeing that we really want to keep people focused on Season 9, but what I can say is that we have been working on it since probably January in some form or another, and certainly been planning it probably since December, as far as what's going into it, what things are we going to, we'll be improving systems, updating them, kind of like we did with the kit and the rep. But there's other systems that's been on our radar, and does anyone remember who Egg was? You remember who Egg was, right?
Oh yeah. He was the guy who sent you to Memory Alpha.
Yeah, well, it's no coincidence that we killed the crafter, right? So.
Oh yes.
Oh, I'm happy.
Looking forward to that. Big time.
So you blow up Earth Space Dock, you make a new Earth Space Dock, kill the crafter, bring in a new crafter. So
it's fair to say Admiral Quinn had egg on his face.
But I'm sorry.
Mike, that's where you have to put it in the Who music.
I do. Go ahead, Mike.
I do have a couple questions that were submitted by our friends and listeners that both have to do with the future of Stowe. So I'm going to take a second to ask one of them. Mike Tripp asks, what's the time frame for the KDF to get a 5-4 weapon escort type ship like the Andorian escorts?
Their Andorian escort is not a 5-4; it's a 5-2, and they already have one.
5-4 as in forward.
Right, they have a 5-forward weapon. The Andorian escort is a 5-2; it's not a 5-4. Or you mean 5-4 FORE?
Forward, yes, forward.
They already have one.
Oh, they already have one.
Yeah. So
where's Mike then?
They have one. We released it when we released I can't remember the name of it because I can never pronounce all the Klingon names. But we released it at the same time we released the Avenger. Right? They have.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. I know what ship you're talking about.
I just want more and more. Never mind.
Well, I'm glad you brought up ships. Mike, do we have another ship question?
I don't have another ship question, but I have a Harry Kim question.
Yeah.
You knew this was coming.
I figured. I was wondering what was taking so long about.
I was trying to be nice.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Okay. Human asks, Harry Kim going to be promoted when he returns in August?
Well, you know what?
Please give him an ensign.
Yeah. I need to throw out a lot of caveats here. So, first of all, we lovingly refer to Garrett Wang's tweet as the Wang reveal.
Oh my God! Can I beat that? I'm gonna beat that.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm going. The second thing, or the next thing I'm going to say about that is that we do not have a contract with Garrett Wang at the current time.
Oh no.
Okay. So
he's just hanging it out there for everybody to see.
Yeah, I've been working with him since you introduced me to him in Vegas, right? Okay. And he was supposed to be the character for Surface Tension and not Tim Russ, right? Because I wanted Garrett because of Harry Kim's fear of the Undine, right? Because he was
he got bad, yeah.
Right? So his personal connection of how he probably has some PTSD associated with that so he was originally planned for then, but I have still unable to wrangle a contract with him at this time. So I still would love to work with him, but there's all kinds of complicated and frustrating things to make that happen. But obviously he seems to be interested, but but it was a little bit of news to me. So I can't promise anything at this time. I will tell you that we are in contact with multiple celebrities for Expansion 2 and beyond.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Particularly because we're obviously looking more towards the Delta Quadrant, right? So we're wanting more Voyager cast members as
and there's still a lot of
tell those stories.
Right, the stories still. Christine is always good. You guys. Everybody is always really good about, always leaving a little tidbit out there as to, there's always something left hanging.
Ooh, you can only hope the Kazon come back. Ooh.
I'm just trying to figure out what happened to Sela, right? I'm still...
Yeah, I mean, Denise, I chat with her every so often. I was so excited to see her on Walking Dead.
Right.
I thought of you when she showed up.
Yeah, I was a little bummed because I don't have regular TV, so I catch it on iTunes. I don't catch it until the next day. So the minute the episode aired on Sunday, she tweeted it. So I got spoiled. I didn't know. I had already known. So because that would have been really jaw dropping to see her in that last scene. I was a little disappointed that the next episode she had so little in that episode. So I hope I hope that they explore her character in there. But I will tell you that she will be back, and because she has really set a really high bar for the celebrity talent that we bring in, as far as her engagement with us and her general enthusiasm and her willingness to work with us, going on a panel and not to mention, personally, her performing a wedding ceremony for me, right?
Which was awesome. It was so cool.
That was
cool.
It's a
moment in a lifetime, right? But I mean, just generally her enthusiasm, and it's more than just a job, right? It's more than I'll just come into the studio and read this and see you, kind of thing.
Right.
So it kind of spoiled me when I work with the other talent. They're like, oh, don't you want to hang out? I mean, we could be friends. Okay.
Oh, it's true. It is true. Well, that makes me happy because I do love her. I think she's a wonderful actress, and I do love her characters too.
And we do have a plan for what happened to Sela, right?
All right. I figured you did.
It is it's already written down and planned and being worked on. So
sweet. Oh, that's really cool. Now I want to know that one of the things I wanted to talk to you too about ships was, one of the things we had talked about well over a year ago was now we're finally getting to that point where, the quote unquote canon ships are kind of used up, and now we get the opportunity to see some of the original work that you and the ship creators are so talented at doing. What do you guys got on the books that you can talk about or you want to tease?
It's tough.
I wish all I could say is I wish I could be in your office to look at the whiteboard right now. That's all.
Well, the whiteboard with ships is not really as robust as it used to be, because that was always filling out with what's the next IP ship, and like you said, we're running out of IP ships. So there's a couple that we want to do because just to kind of complete the set, but we don't really expect to be big sellers, like getting the New Orleans or the Niagara or Springfield, a few weird ones like that. We probably won't even make tier 5 versions other than retrofits in the fleet store, as well as one that snuck out accidentally briefly was the Constellation, right? So that snuck out for a moment, and so we'll probably be releasing that sometime soon. I'd like to release it for Picard Day, but I'm not sure if we're gonna have time to do that. Those are some of the last IP ships to make. The other ones, a few other IP ships that possibly might make is the Dauntless, which is IP, but only kind of semi Starfleet, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's the Dauntless, and there's really nothing else really that's worth doing on the IP side at this point, other than there's a few shuttles. Like I still want to get like the Argo and Janeway shuttle and a few of those. I'd love to get the Arrow shuttle and actually have a.
Did you just say the Argo?
Not the Argo. Well, not the Jeep.
Okay, I was gonna say that's a dune buggy.
Although that would be a nice addition to Stowe.
I got to admit, I would love that.
With a big old gun on the back?
Yes.
Boom.
Yeah, I can definitely see one of my duty officers up there just.
But you're only allowed to bring it down to planets that aren't warp capable.
Stop it! Stop it! Here she goes. All right, Al. Since we've got your works, go ahead.
Yeah, if you do a from Insurrection, there was multiple. There was the Argo shuttle, which launched the Argo Jeep, and as well as there was the big thing, that the runabout looking thing that Data was flying, right?
Oh yeah.
So there's a couple small crafts that are still available to make, but big ships, unless we get into the JJ verse, which is not really even something we have access to currently. There's less on the IP side. Oh, there's one I really want to do on the IP side. I really still want to do the original concept of the original Defiant. Has anyone seen that?
Oh.
No.
The original Defiant concept is kind of cool. You can probably look it up on Memory Alpha on there, and so I'd like to get that into the game as well. But as far as what we're doing going forward, we have a new ship coming out in May. It'll probably be escort-like. If it is, it's going to have to compete with the Armitage and the Kamari, so it would be probably pretty interesting. But of course, we've got outside the lockboxes, most of our ship resources are going into expansion 2 at this time.
Nice.
Well, if you do decide to I love some of the new designs that you guys come up with for original ships. So I'm just saying, if you do come out with a new one, Rivera, the Rivera class.
The Rivera class. It's a little self-indulgent. I did make a tribble out of myself. That I did, in all fairness, gave one to all the developers working on tribbles at the time. So.
Now that we've talked this work stuff, I remember last time you were on, we all bonded over old. What do you think of the new Godzilla? What are you thinking?
Oh, I'm completely stoked over the new Godzilla. Hey, who wouldn't be? So it's Heisenberg versus Godzilla. I mean, what more could you ask for, right?
It's looking way too good that I'm just afraid they're gonna
Matthew Broderick it.
Yes,
it's entirely possible that they'll Broderick it. It's next week, isn't it?
No, it's like May.
For next month?
Yeah, I think it's next month. It's next month for sure.
That's really funny, Broderick. You know you've done something when you've turned into a verb.
All they should have done was get him Matthew Broderick drunk and have him drive. They killed manslaughter. He killed a man.
I don't know.
I
never saw the movie. Is what I'm saying.
No, in real life, he killed a man.
I know. I'm saying that it's in the Baker Street.
Don't yell at me, young lady.
So Godzilla opens May 16th.
There you go.
And I'm going on vacation on the 18th, so I'm going to have to squeeze that in before I go, because I'll be out for a week and I won't have a chance to see it.
Are you going to go somewhere nice and relaxing?
Actually, I am going on a nice, relaxing retreat. I'm going to a retreat. I'm not going to talk about where I'm going to go because someone will show up.
I wouldn't do that to the public. I wouldn't release that to the public. I wouldn't do that to you, Al.
That is some badass. I'm looking at the early Defiant Concept Art.
Yeah.
That's some badass stuff there.
Yeah,
one of them reminds me of Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, definitely.
Cylon looking.
Yeah.
Cool. That's some cool stuff.
Yeah, so that's it. But I mean, someone might make an argument for wanting to have a particular ship out there from the IP, one of those old Wolf 359 kit bashes, but like the Springfield or the New Orleans or Niagara, but we might make some of those, but they won't be a focus. They won't be like, hey, new Vice Admiral, Springfield class. It's not going to be exciting. No one's going to be interested. I think our ship team can make far more interesting ships for the game than those old ones that were really just kind of stuck together with yellow highlighters and milk cartons. So one of the shuttles was a milk carton.
Seriously?
Yeah, one of the shuttles was just like a milk carton done. I actually think it might have been one of the TOS, an early TOS, like Galileo class style shuttle. At one point was a milk carton. I had heard. Maybe it's rumor. Who knows? But
I love that stuff.
Interesting.
I love that stuff. Now, a question. Now that PWE Captain Smirk has been firmly entrenched as the community manager, my question to you, and I'll talk to him later, is: are we going to be able to see you guys in Vegas this year?
I was just talking with Stephen D'Angelo about it on Friday. We don't have anything official planned, but more than likely I'll just be going myself, even if we don't have any official presence. So. But I think it's probably it's probably safe to say that we'll hopefully have a panel and a meet the devs thing, but I don't know if we'll have a celebrity panel. Maybe we can get Michael Dorn to go on stage with us, which I highly doubt, but we'll see.
I thought you guys were really cruel when Brandon left to take him to the edge of the Artemis pit and piss Artemis off. I just thought that was beyond the pale what you guys did there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Artemis, the tar creature that killed Tasha Yar.
Oh, okay. The Skin of Evil?
Yeah. Randy, go check that out.
Well, I am, as much as we are to, and as sorry as we are to see Brandon go, I know that I'm very happy for him, and I'm sure you guys are too, for, the new adventure in his life, but I wanted to say, that the G&T show is always here to help you guys at Las Vegas. So if you're looking for a podcast to help support a panel, we're your girl and guys.
Yeah, I don't even know how that works. I don't even know how it happened last time.
You want to know how it happened the first time?
No, yes, I do. I don't know.
It happened the first time, and I'll be able to say it. We'll take full credit for it because, damn it was our fault, and we'll just take credit for it. I called Lisa over at Trek Radio.
Yeah.
And I said, why don't they have a panel? And she goes, I don't freaking know. So So we got together with Brandon and said, why don't you have a panel? And Brandon said, I don't freaking know. How do we do it? Well, Lisa is by trade a grant writer. So she and I developed a proposal and sent it to Creation.
Okay.
And then we keyholed you guys into it.
Neat. I mean, did I don't even know. Did it have to be paid for, or what?
No, we told them, look, we'll sponsor it. We'll if we can get those guys there, it'll be free content for your convention. And they were like, and they loved it. You want to know what? Because you're a licensed product. So they were like, hell yeah. So
all right. Well,
that's why we did it.
So let's do it again.
Okay, I think we can do that.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon is not around anymore, and so Trevor's got some big shoes to fill. Now,
does your health plan include PTSD for the community manager after dealing with the public? Because let's face it, the public sucks. I can say that I'm in public relations. The public sucks. Yes, you all listening? Yes, I said it.
At Vegas, the public doesn't suck.
That's because they're not the public.
Oh.
They're con
in person, they're amazing, right? Something happens on the anonymity of being online can really change people in a really ugly way. But wow, I mean, it was really it was great to be there. How to meet some of the fans and how.
And I would say
how nice and just how how much they would gush over you, right? It was like that was unexpected.
I would say there was like double the Stowe cosplay going on from the year earlier. Would you agree, Terry? And every year there's more Stowe cosplay going on, which I think is really cool.
And speaking of Stowe cosplay, I really, really want now. I need a Novos to make me the new uniforms from season 9.
You want the ones that are on our space dock now? Those are the Odyssey uniforms.
Hey, question. I had the Odyssey uniform
in real life,
and then I had to buy it again.
You had to buy it?
I had the Odyssey uniform.
You unlock it from the fleet system or something.
I did, and then it told me I had to pay dilithium for it when I already had it from earlier.
No.
Bug.
Sorry.
Report it.
They're all free for me, so I don't know what you're talking
about. Well, Michael, would you look at Mr. Developer Man with his free costumes?
But what I need is I need to get one of those made in real life for me because I love the collar, I love the shoulders.
I want free costumes.
Novos is so expensive, man. The Novos costumes. Is yours? Was your TOS uniform, Terry? Was that a Novos uniform?
Yeah.
Those are a lot of money.
She paid
I got a deal on it. I'll tell you, I got a deal on it. I was. They gave me a break on it. I don't know if it was because I was with G&T or what, but I'll happily whore out for them. I'll talk about you. I got it for $250.
Terry had to, and that was with a lot of work because Terry's got some space
they had to put a little extra material in the top there. And then they don't typically make lieutenant commanders braids. They usually make people usually want to be a captain, right? So So I had to special order lieutenant commander's braids.
Wow, that's
and
special.
You know why, right, Al?
Well, I know why she wanted to be lieutenant commander, or why.
Yeah.
No, I really don't know why you wanted to be lieutenant.
Oh, Terry and I share a distinction. We've both been killed by Dayton Ward in Star Trek novels.
I survived.
Shut up.
I saved the bridge.
And she was on the original USS Defiant from TOS.
Who your
Lieutenant Commander Terry Shull in
the
book.
The gamma ship operator.
Yeah.
Actually wrote your in. I thought maybe it was the other way around. That the character that you picked came from that the name of your character came from the novel.
No, he actually wrote me into a novel. It was one of the Vanguard novels.
And I died as a red shirt at the side of Captain Kirk.
Right.
Well,
by Romulans. So, really special.
Killed by Romulans on the Enterprise. I thought that was pretty cool.
Actually, in the caves. I was in the caves.
That's right.
Wow, that's like my favorite way to die. I mean, that and being run over by a truck driven by the Incredible Hulk, right? I mean,
don't drive angry. Don't drive angry. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. We'll get in touch with Captain Smirk, see what we can do to help get you guys back to Las Vegas and to talk about and hopefully have some teaser information about what's coming up at the end of the year. But if
you have trouble or if you're not making any headway, you can always just contact me so I can push things on this side because I really want to make it happen and there's really no reason why it won't. So if you you don't get responded to, let me know, and I'll
Mike, do we have another question?
I've been checking Facebook and Twitter. Nothing yet.
Okay.
So.
Well, I think we're
it's a Saturday afternoon, so
yeah, people.
and it's nice out on the East Coast.
Did you see my tweet this morning? We have a 40% chance of snow here tonight.
Yeah, snow.
Are you out of your mind?
Can you believe it? I'm so pissed.
Thanks, Obama.
Oh, that was hilarious! Oh my God!
Wow.
I'm just have to say that so far from what I've seen of season 9, I've been extremely impressed. I loved the featured episode. I have to say I am now kind of going, I have to play it multiple times because I want to get the traits.
There's a lot of different rewards, and you got a lot of characters. So it's supposed to keep you busy.
Well, it's certainly going to keep me busy. I think it would take me 8 hours to get through all the rewards.
Well, you have 15 characters.
Yeah, well, now you know why I've been playing Beth more often. Although I have to say I'm very happy now that Beth is, level 5 on all of her reps, so now she can do the chips for my alts.
Well, I finally did something with my crew. Al, I don't know if this means anything to you, but I know Terry and Michael. You know what I did last night because I couldn't sleep? I went in, and all of my bridge crew now has the Odyssey uniform, the ones who I can change, because you know how I had them before. But I did do a little something where my command crew has a white stripe going across the top.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks really good.
You're right. It doesn't mean anything to me.
Our fleet is well known for in the middle of a battle saying, "Okay, everybody,
wardrobe change,
green uniforms," and we all change. We are the most fashion conscious. We're more fashion conscious than Stonewall.
I feel like I really need to see like a little fashion montage video of like you coming in and out of the new changing chambers on Earth Space Dock with like maybe a little Lady Gaga or something banging in the background.
We can make that happen. Our fleet can so make that happen.
Say, is demo record fixed? Because we could totally do that.
And I know the perfect song, the Vicky song, Terry.
What?
I know what boys like.
No, I'm sexy. I just. Oh my gosh! We're pretty notorious.
Al, you'll have to be on Space Dock sometime. Oh, the Blue Crew needs to go on new Space Dock.
Yes, we do. We need new photos.
Yes.
We all got like that wonderful blue, the McCoy blue smock.
You guys really need to be on Airspace Dock because there are Easter eggs kind of scattered throughout Airspace Dock. So I mean, there are little things. I mean, not only like the little attention detail like we mentioned earlier with the hologram, but there's a couple little like Easter egg hidden signs, like and little notes. There's also something on there that I'll never tell, and that's a little hint about expansion 2, and something coming, right? So I wonder if anybody would be able to figure out what that is.
Well, now I know.
It's a little nod. So you got to look around and speculate and look at conspiracy things around and see.
Either Sun Sayal or Matt Anderson will find the answer.
I'm really curious
our
to
next
see
show
what people will come up with, and then we can give credit when credit is due at the
that would be fun.
I do like the banks spread around. I like that a lot.
Yeah, there was no need to make everyone have to run all the way everywhere when we tried to make going to Earth Space Dock not a chore, right? That it's something. It's not only is it beautiful and pleasant to look at, but it's easy to get to. And for those who are asking, yes, I mean Club 47 was not completed because we simply did not have the time, but it will be coming soon. I really just wanted to have it like under construction sign sitting over there, but that little lounge area. Will there be new music? I have no idea. Okay, maybe. Sure, if you want. For you, we'll add new music to it. We'll add I Know What Boys Like for you. We'll have a I Know What Boys
Like. Oh, that's awesome.
Right. But only play it during Pond Bar night, though. So.
Right on.
So once every 7 years.
Yeah,
there you go.
Every 7 years.
But all drinks are only a quarter price that night, so it's really good.
I'm excited. I really am. I'm very thrilled. I think Earth Space Dock, you guys really, outdid yourselves. It's beautiful. I love the new featured episode. I'm looking forward to playing some of the featured, not featured episode, but the new PvE stuff and the new battle zone to get into.
I'm definitely going to be going through and redoing the board.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah.
I did not know that, so thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, that's a big
And
deal.
And we will pimp that tomorrow on our live show for sure.
Is there?
Yeah, I'll be talking about it once I get the chance to play with it.
Yeah, and is there? I'm not going to.
Well, hurry up and finish it so that way. Hurry up and
finish, Mike.
hurry up and finish it so that way we
Oh,
can
my.
start complaining about the content drought. So.
Bitterness from Al. And did you notice the Easter egg earlier, Terry, when he said Benedict Cumberbatch would be voicing in the next expansion? So I think that's very exciting.
That is exciting news, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're only.
I really do hate the G&T show.
Oh, and well, one of the things that we're going to be doing at Las Vegas this year, and we hope and that you will participate, is well, as I don't know if you know, but Kipley Brown from Prize,
I remember, met her.
Kipley, she's going to be at our booth this year. She's going to be signing at our booth on Friday and Saturday, but we've doubled the size of our booth for the next expansion or the next expansion. For our next expansion, we're expanding, and we're doing what's called So What's Your Story? And as you know, the G&T show really likes to talk about Star Trek storytelling, and we thought it would be really fun to start taking down and recording. You know, we get to talk to people like you who are involved in Star Trek, but not quite so much on a personal level. So we're going to ask you when you come out, would you be willing to participate in telling us how you became a Star Trek fan?
Sure. I mean, I'm happy to. I think I've told the story on here before, but I'd love to share it again. So I'd love to.
We're going to start collecting the stories at Star Trek Las Vegas at our booth. We'll be doing a nice little, formal interview with everybody, even for the fans who come by our booth and kind of collect all the different.
We'll be grabbing people from the aisle.
What is Kipley Brown's
chair and say microphone in your face?
What's Kipley Brown doing? I mean, what is it that you have planned with her?
Well, she's going to she's going to be signing and probably interview, but she's going to be pitching RUR, Project RUR, and then probably, if asked, she'll probably talk a little bit about
Star Trek Continues. She's in the third episode.
Oh, she's in the third episode of Continues. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Well, of course, because Kerwin is directing it.
Right.
Yeah. So that makes total sense.
He'll be there.
I didn't realize that. Yeah. So neat. I'd love to get Kipley Brown into the game. I know she's not well known as Tim Russ, but what I would love to do is I'd love to get a Ferengi story with and get Chase Masterson and Kipley Brown into the episode. So I think that'd be fun to do. I've been thinking a lot more about doing some more. I think it would be. She's really fun and she'd be really into it. So I've been thinking more about one-off stories instead of in addition to
kind of your beast.
Well, I mean we've got a really intense storyline going with our featured episodes, right? And I think we need to kind of mix them up a little bit, right?
Well, you gotta have Green Man episode stuff in there too.
What's that?
You have to have like a little Green Man episode in there too.
Yeah, exactly. So
Star Trek has always been kind of like this standalone type of series where they may have had a story thread that ran through, but there were always these episodes that would pop up that had nothing to do with anything. Yeah. And sometimes those
pissed
most
me off
fun.
so much. With like the last season, there's like 3 more episodes left, and then I get like this one-off episode about a bank heist in the holodeck. I was like, it's really interesting. Yes, I like it, but where's the war? Damn it! I want to know.
Sometimes they did that to reduce the tension before going into the big build-up.
Well, also, it helped them save money. But, nonetheless, it was a fun distraction. Yes. So seeing a few of those standalone stories every now and again, I think would be a great addition to Stowe.
Yeah. So there's a good handful of standalone episodes that I want to make, including bringing in some celebrities to tell them, right. So I'm looking forward to doing more of those. Had anybody noticed in the featured episode? You guys haven't commented. I'll see if you can remember. No, read my mind. I'm talking about one of the dignitaries in the conference.
Oh, you did.
Oh, the Zindi
flipped out.
Yeah. That was totally cool.
Flipped out. I was so this morning I was even at breakfast with my husband. I said, dude, they had a Zindy P in the game. And I loved what he talked about because he talked about, and I love the fact that he was a diplomat, and it made sense that he was a diplomat coming from.
It was the best. It was the best way to show it. I mean, here they were. They had been at war. They had fought. They somehow
species that had through it.
Yeah.
It was great. Well done.
That dialogue's all Christine. But I said we got to get a Zindy in here, and we want because there's some Zindy stuff I want to do. So.
Any chance that we'll be seeing playable Zindy characters on Fed side?
I think I'd like to get more and more Zindy stuff in. So we'll see. We actually had to do a little research to find out. Are they in the Federation? I'm pretty sure from Enterprise that they joined the Federation. I know they joined the Federation, but it was unclear when they joined the Federation.
Right.
And so we thought, well, maybe we can tell a story about how they joined the Federation. This could be it. And we had to do a little research, and we found out, yes, that they actually they retconned them, joined the Federation shortly after Enterprise era. It's in that Founders of the Federation. It's in that Founders of the Federation book.
I was going to say, I'm sure Christine knows too that the current novel series they do have Zindy in it, like Zindy crew members and stuff like that.
Well, the soft canon books, you can't always count on them being truly accurate, right?
They're better than JJ.
Sure, for the most part, but there's, I mean,
sure,
there's a lot of stuff that contradicts in certain novels. So, so we had to dig around a little bit. But the Founders of the Federation book, the one that you push the button and George Takei talks to you, that one's in there specifically says that, and I consider that book canon. So I think it pretty much is considered canon. It says the Zindies join. I forgot the date, but it says okay. Well, then we'll make them part of.
I'll tell you what made me laugh at that final conference was Stana's walking around and he was Vulcan for the longest time, but ever since last season he did come out as being Rihansu. That he had always been Rihansu. That was a great email I sent our fleet.
He did.
They all thought that I was leaving the game because I was like, it's been very hard to hold this in, and I don't know how to tell you this, but I have something I have to tell you. And people said they were reading it and they were like, he's leaving the game, and I was like, and I was writing it as Stan. I was like, I have always been Rihansu, and now I can tell you this. But the point where I had to go over and dance with somebody, so un-Stan-like, it made me laugh. So of course,
you don't have to dance with them. You have to.
Oh, I had to.
There are different. You have to complete a certain number of mingling, and that's just one of the options you can mingle. But I understand it was a moral imperative for you.
It was hilarious to watch him doing the robot at this diplomatic function.
So did you take out your party ball though?
No, I raised a toast and I danced.
Try taking out your party ball.
Your party ball from Marisa, right? I still have 46 of them left, I think.
Yeah. Try taking out your party ball with the dancers.
Interesting.
There's lots of little Easter eggs we throw around now.
I love it.
Right on. Nick, Terry, have you done this featured episode on characters from multiple factions yet, or just?
I have only done it on Fed for right now.
Nick,
I only play Stan anymore. I haven't even played Trehu in a while.
Well, each faction, they have a separate type of path. Everyone does it a little bit different. And one thing that I noticed, and I kind of wished it continued on, was when you got into one of the space sections where you had the Enterprise go to the lunar colony and the Klingons go to the other side of Earth, and then we end up going straight to the starbase. I would have loved to, based on what faction I was, to be part of those other teams. I know that would have been a lot of work for you guys.
Yeah, we already took twice as long to make the episode as it was. Let's make 3 more.
Klingons always wanting more. Here we go again.
I thought
that's a good point.
That would have added a whole nother dimension to playing on from the different faction point of view.
Sure. You can go to different locations for each one of them, but that's exactly why we ended the war, so we didn't have to make 3 different types of content every time.
Good point. Touche.
Aside from it was the right thing to do, Ted.
It was the right thing to do. Yes.
All right. Well, I think it's time for us to kind of
we've taken
fix
more than enough
up,
of
my
this
dear.
time.
Let you go home. Let you have the rest of your afternoon.
Right.
And but again,
The rest of your-
we, as always, Al, we love having you on. We love talking about the game. I'm excited about not just season 9, but the upcoming expansion as well as Las Vegas.
Well, before the expansion, we still have the summer event will be returning, right?
Yay.
And with new stuff.
I've seen some screenshots.
With some new stuff, a few things kind of snuck out there again. Just falls out there, and so there's some new stuff for the summer events, as well as we're hoping for something new and special after the summer event. So no promises, but something new and special after that might be coming as well. So there's everyone doesn't have to hold their breath to expansion 2. There's a lot of interesting stuff coming up between now and then.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Well, again, we'd like to thank Mr. Al Rivera, lead designer for Star Trek Online, for joining us for another fantastic sit-down discussion for G&T Supplemental Log. Join us tomorrow. Well, by the time this comes out, it won't be. Oh, so,
Good job, Terry.
yeah, I know.
Thank you for joining us tomorrow.
Join us tomorrow if you're listening.
How great was tomorrow's show yesterday?
Join us on Sunday mornings for our live G&T.
There you go.
Oh, you can listen to us at gntshow.com. We're also, Mike, where can you hear us now? We're on a bazillion different places.
We're on YouTube now. We're on Mixcloud, and we have syndicated partners that play us
We're still
at
on
ungodly hours.
We're still
we're on
Strike
iTunes.
Radio. So
At
you
like
can,
3 in the morning East Coast time on a Wednesday.
and you can follow us on Twitter at SundayGNT. You can follow me on Twitter at TerryLynnS. That's TerryLynnS. Nick, people, where can they follow you at?
At Gettysburg 7, that is the Arabic numeral 7, not the word or the Roman numeral.
And Mike?
Ceridium STOs, that's SORIEDEM
ROLAIDS.
I'm going to stick a fat left right between your eyes.
See how they get, Al? See how the Klingons get?
I know. I know how the Klingons get.
They're animals. They're just animals. That's all there is to it. He's like a crazy man. I
They
can't
can
even
send a
talk
whole
to him.
fleet to save their planet, and they're still grumpy.
I know, right? I don't know why I turned into what's his name from Dog Day Afternoon. He's like a crazy man. There's no talking to him. I just don't understand. Sonny, I can't talk to you when you're like this.
Die with honor.
Oh, boys, go out and have your war. Do something good. Al, would you like to be on the Klingons of Long Island?
I thought it'd be more like Jersey Boys.
That would be the Cardassians.
The Kardashians, yeah. I really have wanted to have like a poster on DS9 of like 3 Kardashian women and just have a look at like a Meet the Kardashians kind of like poster. Got somewhere outside of Quarks or something.
What is this week's holodeck special?
Exactly.
What would be the, let's see, the Cardassians? No. I'm sorry, I was just jumping.
You're on your own.
The Cardassians would be more like the Sopranos.
Maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, again,
Odo
thanks,
and
Al.
Kira starring in a remake of Grease on the holodeck.
We could do this all day, you know.
I know.
And we are.
Oh,
as we normally do. Right?
Nothing tops the Muppet episode where we spent the entire episode recasting Muppets as Star Trek characters.
I saw a little My Little Ponies of Star Trek characters. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
Yeah.
That's all right. One was hilarious.
Oh, no.
I like the one with the Geordie visor. That looked cool.
Did Oren must have been just sweating with happiness.
Well, it's because of John Delancey, right? So, it's John Delancey crossover. So.
Right.
Power of Delancey.
Well, I look forward.
Al, we've taken enough of your time.
Yeah, that's fine. I love it. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be back. And, of course, anyone wants to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at Captain Geko. That's spelled Geko. I'm coming up on 1701 followers, and so as soon as I do, I'm going to start kicking people at that point.
And you're going to win. Don't worry.
And most of you don't know this. 15 minutes of tweeting with Captain Geko saves you 15% on car insurance.
No, it really doesn't. And if it does, there's something really wrong.
Way to step on it, Harry.
I know. I'm a pisser.
Oh, that's holy.
All right.
We love you, Al. Thanks again.
Thanks, Al.
That's my pleasure.
Joel Ontrue.
Good night.
Music for the G&T show is provided by Warp 11, Grethor, 5-Year Mission, and Andrew Allen's Smooth Federation.
T Show is a busy little Beaver production.